in case you guys missed this, right? Drake and iHeartMedia have ended their legal opposition questioning. Drake dropped his petition against iHeart over Not Like Us, and iHeart says that it is because they had docs proving that they did nothing wrong. No bots, no collaborations or cohesion behind the scenes, none of that. So they also made it clear that there was no settlement, no money exchanged, just a misunderstanding that was cleared up, right? So I think it's interesting. Drake is kind of striking out with a lot of these accusations that he is making and related to this song. As the song continues to show its strength in pop culture, we're going to talk about the Oscars in a second or two. And in the middle of the show, Conan O'Brien made a Not Like Us joke. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the beef that won't die. He said that this was the moment where it's the middle of the show, so he had to call Drake a pedophile. And he said not to worry. He was lawyered up. So even the fact that Drake is filing lawsuits behind it is a punchline as well. And yeah, the people have spoken. And once again, I still believe Drake can make a comeback. But even though Give Me a Hug and Nokia, those are bubbling off of some sexy songs for you, here we are just a little over 2 weeks later, and nobody is talking about it anymore. Andy?
I wonder if there's like a lack of respect for Drake.
At this point, absolutely. Here's the thing, though. Drake was the king of culture for what, 10 plus years?
The king of culture?
Well, music culture. I feel like he said a lot of, I feel like he was involved in it. You think about it. You think about the Instagram era, right? The rise of Twitter and social media. Who was the caption king? Whose songs did you see most frequently as lyrics or, a caption for photos? I feel like it was Drake. I feel like people took, when Drake started the Heartbreak Drake again and he got the heart cut into his hair, how many guys did you see that were not out there with little designs in their head all of a sudden popping a heart in for their little part?
It must have been some youngsters because ain't nobody in my crew was over here getting them hearts.
It was out there. Drake was the biggest fan. He was at all this stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think there is a certain segment that is acting like Drake wasn't the guy that he was. The boy was the boy, right? But I also think he did some sucker stuff and he left himself open to it. Nobody cared when it was Meek Mill. People have been riding Meek Mill and talking about Meek Mill for years since that. And nobody cared. Nobody was like, man, maybe we should ease up on Meek. Meek gave everybody dreams and nightmares, which is like the get hype anthem, or it was for so many people, so many things. And nobody was like, y'all should lay off Meek. Maybe we going too hard on Meek. It's hip hop. And Drake did some un-hip hop stuff and he has to take it. I feel like that's just it. It will pass. Again, when Give Me a Hug dropped, everybody was playing it, dropping quotables from it. It's still, if you go on Instagram, one of the bubbling songs. So, he's an easy target, but everybody is. It's social media. That's the game, is the game, is the game.
Nah, in the hip hop realm, I'm with you. But when you have white America taking their digs and they shots, that's what I mean. If it was 50, I don't think that joke would have been made on the Oscar stage. No, I could be all the way wrong.
Here's the thing, though. I saw one of the writers tweet that they were thankful that the Academy trusted them and let the joke ride, and knowing that Conan was going to kill that moment. And he did. The audience reacted. It is a cultural phenomenon by the very definition of it. We are almost a year in from when this started.
Yeah, you're right. And that Super Bowl performance is a worldwide phenomenon because I'm still seeing people do their little skits.
Right, with the little with their little two-step. It is amazing to me how many people don't have the rhythm for that two-step, though. That's kind of wrong, but that's aside. I do think he's bothered. He's still collecting his coins. Facts. But that Scorpio is getting up in him. That ego is burning.
Because I saw a recent clip of one of his performances out in Australia or whatnot, and the crowd was over here chanting F Kendrick, and you could just see him do the Hulk Hogan ear, let me
Uh-huh,
hear you out,
uh-huh,
let me hear you.
uh-huh.
I'm listening.
Drake jokes were dropped at things with black hosts. So naturally, it's following suit. We saw Jimmy Kimmel break out in his Celine bell bottoms when he had Saquon Barkley and who was it on the show? And he was doing the little two-step through the
Oh, really?
hallway.
Wow,
Yeah.
hilarious. Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. It was Jalen, right. Okay, so come on.